Hello and welcome. I am Dr. Anil Joshi. Welcome you to my series Iconology and Temple Architecture Perspectives. In the contest, we visit different temples, we study them in detail, we photograph them, we videograph them, we gather information about it locally as well as from the public domain as well as from the some literature boards available on the site, and we prepare a detailed video covering all aspects of that site. Today's topic is the Ellora Caves. Now, Ellora Caves are many, and we have got many videos covering this topic. So this particular topic is about the Hindu caves. So it has got three types of caves. One are the Hindu caves, another are Jain caves, and there are also Buddhist caves. So today's lecture is on the Hindu temples or Hindu caves, and similarly we have found or we have prepared videos for other caves also. Now in Hindu caves, Kailash temple is covered separately because it's a huge topic. We have got more than 3 videos on that. Do visit our website and get the details of it. Now let's know how the mountain was formed, when it was formed, how the caves were created, and then we'll go into the caves to find out what is the glorious things in it. The volcanic lava flowed during different periods, and it gave rise to the extensive horizontal flows, altering the vesicular trap bands. We are talking how a Deccan plateau is developed, that also billions of years back. Now, vesicular traps form the upper portion of each of the massive trap beds. The different lava flows also give rise to the vertical as well as horizontal joints in the rock. And when the rock was formed, it had a favorable and non-favorable situation for the sculptures and the caves. So it was the experts who found out which caves were or which rock was best for them to dig the caves. They are artificially dig caves. They have the chiseled out the rock and they have created the caves. Now, depending upon the nature and mineralogical content of the lava flows, the rock formation also varied in characteristic and texture, giving rise to various qualities like coarse, then grain, fine grain formation. These are the types of rocks. A person who construct temple, who go for excavation to create a cave, must know all these things. Otherwise, we see many times that they start a cave, but subsequently they give it up. Now, the ancient builders of Ellora, like other places, particularly shows the fine-grained formation of the Deccan Plateau, and that was something ideal for them. And they created sculpture by hewing the rock. In addition to this, the ancient builders also traced the horizontal and vertical joints in the rock formation to minimize the labor and time during the excavation and the rock splitting. Look at the talent, genius they had. The basaltic rock is also ideal for rock hewing as they are also soft during the initial excavation. They are easy to mold, and as the age advances, they become harder and harder. So that's the good quality they have selected in most of the temple carving architecture and most of the temple carvings right from the south. And also you will find same in Hoysala also and in Chalukyas also. The basaltic formation of the Deccan is ideal for rock hewing, and the technology widely understood during ancient times. They really understood and then they started implementing. Then induced the religious followers of the various creed to establish their settlement in them. So they gave them something like a shelter. They gave them a place to worship, and they start creating a places which are better and better for worshipping God. A rough estimate, there are nearly 1,200 caves of varying size in entire Maharashtra. You can imagine how much effort they must have put to create all these things, out of which nearly 900 are in they are of the Buddhism. So 900 out of 1,200 are the Buddhist caves in Maharashtra. The region is also famous for its antiquity. It has been inhabited since the immemorial. The stone tools belonging to the upper Paleolithic era, that is around 10,000 to 20,000 years ago, then Mesolithic, that is less than 10,000 years ago, bearing testimony to this fact. The Chalcolithic remains, that is 2500 to 1000 BC, in the vicinity are also indicate the continuity of the human occupation in this region. So also their creativity, and so also their interest to create something which will last for years. Construction in the early Hindu caves commenced before any of the Buddhist or Jain caves. These early caves were generally dedicated to Hindu god Shiva, although the iconography suggests that the artisticians gave their gods and goddess of the Hinduism prominent and equal reverence. This is very interesting. A common feature of all these cave temples was a rock cut linga, and even with the core of the shrine, with each being surrounded by a space, that is circumambulatory pradakshina path, which you are going to see in more detail when we will be seeing photographs. The cave number 29, also called as the Dhumar Lane, is one of the earliest excavation in Ellora and amongst the largest one also. Early Hindu temples building in the caves centered around the Vel Ganga, that is the place or a natural waterfall that was integrated into the monuments. So the monuments were also including the waterfall. The waterfall is visible from the rock carved balcony on the south, and to the, if you can go to the south of the cave, you will find a balcony is there, and from that balcony it will be seen, and the scene will be such that the waterfall will be falling over the great Shiva's bow, particularly during monsoon. So that was a great designing. Now cave number 29, the largest among the cave. The largest of the early cave is 29, and it is carved next to the waterfall created by the force of Ellora's Velganga river during the monsoon season. It's a seasonal river, but you will find it. As seen in the other expansive rock cut sites across the subcontinental, such as the caves of Ajanta, early caves tends to be clustered closer to the primary water source. That is, Hindu temples also, either they are near the water source or they create water source around it. We have got extensive lecture on these. Links are given below. You can visit our website. Now, early caves devoted to Shiva. The earliest cave, that is the cave number 14, 17, 19, 20, 21, 26, 27, 28 and 29 are located near the center of the site. Amongst all these dedicated to the Hindu god Shiva, and they house a rock cut lingam. So that is the characteristic that it is a Shiva temple. The linga shrines in cave number 29 is carved as a separate architectural unit that can be that has got circumambulatory path within the cave. The presence of the freestanding Linga shrine distinguishes Ellora early Shiva caves from those that are carved in the 8th and 9th centuries earlier, that is cave number 15, 16, 18, 22, 23 and 23. In the latter Shiva caves, the Linga shrine is carved directly from the back wall of the cave. Now all this information is from the public domain, all this information is from ASI site, and all these things are as per the information given on the boards of the cave. In addition to the Linga shrine, cave number 29 features numerous sculpted panels of Shiva and other deities in the figural form. Subject also include, for example, Shiva destroying demon. For that you should know some Purana stories. Shiva as a lord of yoginis, the marriage of Shiva and Parvati, and Shiva dancing, that is Nataraja. You will find a lot of temples of Nataraja, and lot of places you will find this Shiva's mudra, that is in dancing, that is the steps of Bharatanatyam, similar to the sculptures or program in cave 1 at Elephanta. So you have got similarities between different caves. The panels appear to present Shiva through complementary acts of creation, destruction and early and cosmic engagements and ascetic practices. So this is the form in which we can see Shiva. These two colossal reliefs are carved facing each other at the western entrance of cave number 29. The reliefs of Shiva destroying Adhaka present the god with the multiple arms so that he can hold a variety of weapons and other items. Its dynamic lung and furious facial expressions emphasizes the arduous task in slaying his demon. So demons were also strong. Now Shiva has to be super strong to kill them or to destroy them. So all these things are so nicely emphasized that looking at it also you can know it's a furious. In the Shiva subduing Ravana panel, the god simply places his foot down upon the ground to quell the shaking of Mount Kailasa caused by Ravana below. Both sculptures relief prominent include Shiva's female consort Parvati. While the subject of these panels can be identified quite easily, interestingly, many of the carvings in 29 remain unfinished in one or the other way. That is because of the maybe this area was taken over by invaders. One of the most incredible aspects of the rock cut architecture is the fact that artists could create colossal sculpt program without worrying about the structural integrity of the cave. Furthermore, the subdued lighting within these spaces surely contributed to the participation of the sculpture from the materializing. So it was difficult to do carving artwork in a place where is not enough light, because the caves did not had a artificial light at that time, so they will have to depend on the natural lights. So that was one of the reason why some figures are unfinished. Adding to this visual experience is the fact that most of the Ellora's carved architectural and sculptural elements were once painted. So earlier they were painted and they have decided to make it a permanent by replacing the pigments with the sculptures. So that was another good thing they did, so that today also they are there. But even the painted one are also seen more in the Ajanta. The recent examination of these reliefs by the art historian, now there are different historians, they have visited it, and what they said that the sculpture Peter Rockwell prompt us to consider process of sculpting as well as pre-modern conceptions of the completeness. For example, the Shiva destroying Andhaka panel portion, the portion of the rock beneath the Parvati has been left unfinished. These only reveal the mark of the point chisel. So we can clearly make out that they wanted to make it. There was a chisel. There are marks of the chisel, but ultimately it was not completed. And chisel was a primitive tool used for sculptures. Though incomplete, the unfinished areas of the relief in no way detect or distract from its readability and suggest that the artists and viewers in pre-modern India had a more fluid notations of a sculpture's state of completion. Now we'll see them. This is the exterior. Here you will have to go first. You can get inside. This is the main gate, and then you will find a ticket counter. Here they are given a map of the temples, and here the temple starts. This is a marriage of Shiva with Parvati. You will find all ceremonial things, beautifully carved temple, again beautiful carvings. Even ceiling is carved. You can see small shrines also inside. That sometimes there is a main deity, and also there are some sub-shrines also in the temple, or sometimes there are more than 2 shrines also. You know it, Dvikota, Trikota, Chatushkota, but these things are not there when it is a rock cut. You can see some war scenes, and then some animals. Some of them are imaginary, and these imaginary animals you will find in other temples also. It was a war scene of Ramayana. This was a small way to go down because it is 2-storied. When it is 2-storied, you got a way to go from one side to another side. You can see this further. This is again from Ramayana. Then you can see some imaginary animals. These you will find in most of the temples. It is the combination of elephant and crocodile. You can see the trident. Also called Trishul. Now see, it has got different openings. It is not only from one side, and is all well ornated. Now from here you can go outside and you can have a beautiful view of the valley. There is a small balcony like structure. This picture is taken from that balcony. Even every corner is well decorated, and in a way they make a pillar circular. It's just a marvelous. It's a great art. You can see here the soapstone, a typically stone which is described good for carving. Here there are different scenes from the epic. You find Shiva Parvati. This is comparatively a larger cave, and it has got 3 openings, one from the front and both from the sides. Now this is a center shrine which we just talked But though it is a central shrine, it has got circumambulatory path, Pradakshina Patha. This was devoted to Lord Shiva. You can see Shivlinga inside. Correct. Yes, it is seen. Inside photography is not allowed. Flashlights are not allowed. So you have to compromise with the details in a photography. But whatever is seen can be still wonderful. They gives the idea how much gracious it is and how much it would have been at that time. So both things. Today also it is there. It would have been at their time also. So we have to imagine how best it would have been at that time. Now these indicate that there were some structures here which are not seen today. But when it was formed, it was a monolith cave, single stone cave. So more likely they had destroyed something which was here. Difficult to know as on today what exactly would have happened there. Different sculptures, so those who know mythology can immediately understand it. You can know the deity by the weapon it is carrying. With that, we are coming to end of this lecture. I thank you for giving me your valuable time. Thank you. Goodbye and take care. See you in next video. Till then, goodbye, good luck and take care.